Right, I'm going to fit the old forward controls that were on the Deuce when it first came. The forward controls that I fitted, they were actually, when you put them on, where your foot was actually 2 inches further forward. And because this is now going to be for the girlfriend, when she rode it, one of the things she mentioned that it was a long way forward for her feet. So we're just going to put the standard forward controls back on to start with, to see how she gets on, and if they're alright then we'll buy a decent set. Still going to be spaced out an inch, but let's get the forward control. The reason I'm putting the forward controls on now is because I need to start planning to route the the brake line. Yeah, I'm still going to space them out. Obviously I'm having to use different bolts to what was in with the forwards that I put on, because they had countersunk bolts in them, but these aren't countersunk, so just use smaller heads. So I'll get one on, and obviously not screw it in all the way to start with, otherwise I'll not be able to get the other spacers in. Find the right size socket. Sure that's the one I've just tried. Right, so what I do need to do is find the other master cylinder, which just happens to be down here. got some sort of, it's a new master cylinder, but it's got some tape around it and I can't find the pissing end. That's it. What the tape was on for, I do not know. But it's left sticky fucking shitty residue all over it, so that's going to need a clean. Oh, I wonder if it's to hold that in place. It's like a weird shaped washer with a bit of a prong on the end, a bit of a nipple that looks as if it fits in to there. But I don't see the point of it. Let's see if it's going to actually... I'll put it on. I'm having to use the old nut off the old one though, which is black, which is annoying. I'll have to invest in a new nut. Right, and a socket. Cool. So, with that on, another thing about these faux controls, I mean, I personally didn't like them. When I rode the bike with these on, I didn't like it. Had heel plate, it's got like heel pads on. I didn't like it. But she thinks the heel pads might be better for her. So we'll see. I've got to find the freaking brake pedal now. Yeah, so now I've got this side on, I can actually start thinking about routing the new brake line to go to obviously the rear calipers. Oh, I'm pretty sure that one of the fittings I got from upstairs was a proper 90-degree job. Yeah. So that's not going to work. So let's see what else I've got. I might be able to I don't want the brake line coming down underneath there, I want it to go round into there. So it looks like I might have to use a straight coupler, and then take it down. I'll have to have a look at that actually. So I could take it down so it's not got as not got a massive sort of a curve. I don't want it tight. I could take it straight across and push the line up there, but I don't want a tight, because it's braided hose I'm using, I don't want a really tight radius on it because it might crimp the line. So what I could do is actually take it down the way, bring the line through there, which is basically where the old line ran that I had fitted on the other forward controls. Right, I'm just going to knock you off for a minute, have a bit of a way up. Right, I'm going to try and do this without blocking your view. So, what we've got, I've brought the braided hose up around here, sort of thing, and if I use the straight coupler, obviously it'll go into there, but if you imagine it fastened in there, I can pull that round and bring it up onto the inside of the frame, and it hasn't got a massive kinky bend in it, and I don't mean kinky as in sexual, I mean kinked. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to bring it round. I would have liked, and I still might yet, I might have a look online, because I know I haven't got any of them extended elbows, but it would have been nice if I don't even know where that elbow went. Oh, it's here. Yeah, it would have been nice if that would have gone in there and like been longer to fit, so it would have run through them where the spaces are and gone down into the frame that way. That would have been tidy. But if I have a measure and have a quick look online, the only elbows I've got are all exactly the same as them. So I'll bring you back out a bit. Yeah, they're all exactly the same as that. But I've got a vague memory of, I'm sure that you could get them actually longer. So if I have a measure up and go and check, if I can get a longer one, that'll allow me to put the brake line through there and then route it down the back of here to the frame, it'll be a lot tidier. So I'm going to knock you off, and I'm going to nip in, I'm going to have a measure up, and then I'm going to nip indoors and have a quick look, see if I can get a longer one of them. Right, back soon. So I've had a ratch on the internet, and I can't find any different like banjo fittings to go on, like hose end for the banjo, that would take it round in there. So basically what I'm going to do is I'll put just put a straight one on at a slight angle like that, and then I'll bring the brake line, can actually come, there's a bit under here, you can't see it properly, but there's a bit under there where I can comfortably bring that round off the straight connector and run it up into the frame so it's not under the frame, sort of thing, and then run it along into the back end. Now also another thing, before I put the camera back on, I had a bit of a look at me when I showed you at the beginning. Let's get all the bits. I had a bit of a look at me four-way, you know, I was saying I'd got a four-way, I'd ordered the four-way brass adapter because the idea in my head was to bring the line along sort of into there, then obviously it'd split into these two, which one would go to the right side, one would go to the left side, and the top one screw the brake light switch on. Now the two places where I thought about fitting it, there's not enough room, so I won't be using that now, but it's not a waste of money because I'll use it at some point. But what I have got, well, I've got quite a few of them, is I've got just T-pieces. Basically it would just look like, they just look like that, without that bit on. I've got a few of them, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run from the front, I'm going to run it with a straight connector in, and I'll be able to show you this in a second because I'll drag it over. But yeah, run it with a straight connector in from the front. This is a T-piece, mine, not this four-way obviously. I can bolt it to the original mounting in the back of the frame here where the original brake light switch fitted, and then copying the original, I could use that fitting so that it kicks it, obviously that's not tight, so it's just flopping about at the minute. Yeah, copying the original fitting, the line comes along and then it kicks up at 90 degrees because the line actually comes over the swing arm pivot, the pivot bolt should I say, on the original when it was a bike. And then on the T-piece I can just screw the brake light fitting into the top and use the original wiring for the brake light fitting. Now if I grab now that's the original brake line off the bike. So you've got it where it pretty much comes in straight, then comes out at the 90 degrees with the brake light switch on the top. So using a T-piece, effectively I can copy that sort of design. So then I would carry on over the pivot or under the pivot, I'll see how the line runs. So as I say, you'd have ignore the brake light, switch, but you'd have, from the reservoir coming into here, you'd have your brake light switch operated hydraulically obviously, then the single line would continue up and over, and I could use another T-piece, put the single line into the T-piece like there, and then bring the two lines out to go to each side caliper. But I could mount that at the back on the actual swing arm. So I think that's the route I'm going to go down. So I'll knock you off. I'll go and find some more, well not some more of them, but they'll find me T-pieces. I'll also ratch out the brake pedal, because obviously we haven't got a brake pedal on here at the minute. So I'll ratch that out while I'm upstairs. I say upstairs, I've got to climb a ladder to get up there. But yeah, in the loft I'll find the brake pedal and my T-pieces. I might ratch a couple more of these fittings out because I don't know what I need now I've changed my mind. Right, I'll knock you off for now, I'll be back soon. Right, I've got the bits out of the loft that I want. Before I do anything else, I'm going to fit this brake pedal. So, because it's not been used for a while, I'm going to take off the old, that looks knackered anyways, let's see that. This is the old seal on the brake pedal, obviously to stop the grease, and it's about to snap in half. So I got a couple of new O-rings. I have hundreds of O-rings, different sizes. So I'll shove one on there. And I'm going to put a little bit of my waterproof grease that I like to use. Smarm a bit of that around. I'll just put a little bit on that new seal, and I'll just put a bit inside where the seal is, just so that it's got some lube against it. Might as well put a little bit extra in bushes in the pedal. So, get the pedal, just put a bit of grease up there where the seal sits on the outer edge, just so it's not dry against the pedal. Wind that in a bit, lift that up so it goes on. Right. And then there's another seal goes in this end. And then if I can remember where I've put it, put the bolt on the end, put a lock washer on this. Typical. I'll tighten it up in a minute, so to make sure it moves freely. It's annoying because I thought I had the Allen key for that, just kicking about. This one will maybe fit. Nope. Oh yeah, maybe. Yep. Right, so just nip that up so that the lock washer's locked, and make sure that your pedal's still, it's springing back obviously like that because I haven't got the clevis pin through yet. So I'll put the clevis pin in later because I've got it in my pocket. I've got the clevis pin, which will just slip through there. But I want to put I want to get a new washer and a split pin for it, so I'll just leave it in my pocket for now. So what I'm going to do now is, in fact I'll just knock you off for a minute. I'm just going to clean some gear away from down here, and then we're going to start making up a brake line. So we're back soon. Right. Earlier when I was on about T-pieces, that's the T-piece with a mounting hole in the bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly screw that in, just till it finger tight nips, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to squash it in yet because it'll start to squash the end in and seal it. I don't want that to happen yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit this T-piece just at the back end of the frame down here where the original brake light switch fits. Because as I say on this, when I showed you on this four-way, the brake light switch can sit in the top of that, in the top of the T-piece, and then I'll bolt it in place. The reason I'm going to bolt it in place is when I make this front section up, I'll then pull it through and mark it up where I need to cut for the next bit, if you know what I mean. So I'll just quickly bolt this on. I mean, I'm just nipping this up, I'm not doing it like super tight. Right. Right, that's nipped up. So basically what I can do is I can start by putting the straight banjo hose end on and get the banjo bolt in so that's in place, feed it through, and then I can get a measurement to the next bit that needs cut and the end put on. So I'll just knock you off for now, just while I get some bits and pieces sorted out, and then when I come back we'll start making a hose up. So back soon.